Hello and welcome. My name is George Hammond, and today we shall be taking a look at an interesting new plugin by Hysteresis Audio, which is apparently how you pronounce their company name, which is called Tape Pro. Now, Hysteresis Audio were kind enough to provide me with a free copy of this review, but this video is not sponsored by them in any other way, and all opinions are in fact my own. Tape Pro is an interesting tape effect plugin with multiple different features like tape saturation and tape delay. You might have heard of this company from their fantastic free Tape Cassette 1 and Tape Cassette 2 plugins, which Tape Pro is very similar to, but with key important differences that make it worth upgrading to. Talking about upgrading to Tape Pro, the price is £39.99 for the Windows and Mac VST version, or £4.99 if you want the iOS app version. Or, if you just want to try it out, you can download the demo for free off their website, or the free alternative Tape Cassette 1 or Tape Cassette 2. Firstly, before we jump into it, I just want to make a point of noting that I'm currently using the Ableton Live 11 beta, so if you see me referencing to something inside Ableton that is not in your version, please note that it may be because it is not in Live 10 or Live 9, but is in fact in the Live 11 beta. Talking about that, I plan on doing a video covering all of the changes very soon. What I really like about the manual for Tape Pro is that it tells us the signal chain, which is a thing a lot of plugins don't tend to tell you. So that is really helpful. In this case, the first thing in the signal chain is the saturator, so that is what we'll be looking at first. The saturation module is in the first part of the signal chain within Tape Pro. It's very flexible as it isn't restricted to the traditional sound of tape and can be used to really tune into your desired distortion sound. The module has 5 user parameters: type, drive, asymmetry, hysteresis, and resonance. Clicking on type reveals a drop-down window that allows you to select from 6 different distortion shape algorithms. Tape, the traditional tape soft clipper saturation curve. Digital, hard clipping, rectify, full rectification. All negative amplitudes will be flipped. Half rectification, all negative amplitudes will be forgotten. Sine, give it some drive and the signal will fold back on itself like a sine wave. Smooth, soft clipping, smoother than the tape saturation algorithm. The drive parameter allows us to increase the gain going into the saturation algorithms. The louder it is, the more harmonics and distortion you will receive back. Asymmetry allows you to add some even harmonic distortion to your sound. The hysteresis knob allows you to mix in the desired amount of hysteresis into your signal. 100% is full-on dynamic magnetic tape saturation, while 0% is static digital saturation. And the resonance parameter allows you to control how long the hysteresis loop resembles the previous input. After the tape saturation unit, the next unit in the single path is wow and flutter. This is a pretty standard wow and flutter unit that you can find on pretty much any tape effect, but what I really like about it is how good it sounds. It perfectly allows you to dial it in without completely destroying the sound, which is something some tape plugins start to do with even the slightest of touches to these types of parameters. The next unit in the signal chain is response. The response module within Tape Pro modules the dynamic frequency response of different tape machines. This can bring warmth, presence, or even jarring qualities to your sound. This is entirely subjective to you, of course. The module has 3 user parameters: type, low pass, and high loss. Clicking on the type reveals a drop-down window that allows you to select from 12 different recorded tape and pulse responses, IRs. Off, doesn't apply an IR. Cassette type 1, typical type 1 ferric oxide tape cassette IR. Cassette type 2 chromium dioxide tape cassette IR. Cassette type 4 metal tape cassette IR. Worn copy delay, IR from a worn tape loop on a tape delay unit. New copy delay, IR from a brand new tape loop on a tape delay unit. Mod copy delay, IR from a modified tape delay unit. Master SA812, mastering grade tape IR at 15 IPS. Master TM15, alternative mastering grade tape IR, 15 IPS. Micro cassette 1.2 centimeters. IR from a microcassette running at 1.2 centimeters, and a microcassette 2.4 centimeters per second. Same deal basically. And then the last two, semi-pro RP 77.75 IPS. IR from a semi-pro tape machine running at 7.5 IPS. A semi-pro RB77 running at 15 IPS. It's from an IR of a semi-pro tape machine running at 15 IPS. After these interestingly modelled tape IRs, we have the noise module. This allows you to add some vintage hiss and noise to your sound using the same IRs previously mentioned. Finally, we come to one of my favourite features of this plugin, the tape delay module. This is the final effect in the signal chain. The delay module is an emulation of an analog tape delay machine. The module has 11 user parameters: dry, wet, time left, time right, feedback left, feedback right, Portamento, enable, initial, sync and link. The dry knob, this controls the percentage of unaffected dry signal to output. The wet knob controls the percentage of effective signal from the delay module to output. The time left is the amount of time the signal is delayed on the left channel. Time right is the amount of time the signal is delayed on the right channel. Feedback left is the amount of signal sent back through the delay engine's left channel. Feedback R, this parameter is the amount of signal sent through the delay engine's right channel. The Portamento knob is the length of time that the engine delay time takes to change. This results in smooth slides and pitch with higher values. Enable, whether the delay module is turned on or not. And then we have initial, which enables this to affect the dry signal with the other modules in the plugin, such as saturation and response. This will disable the dry and wet controls in the delay module. Good to note that. Sync. This knob allows you to use the synchronization with your DAW's BPM to control the time of the delay. So when you change the tempo in your DAW, it will automatically configure it inside the plugin. So, like with any other thing, you can set it to 8 dotted, 16 dotted, etc. Then link, that allows the delay controls for the right channel will be locked to the values of the left. Quite common. Now, the final stage of the whole signal chain is the output. Now, that doesn't have too many parameters. All it has is the output, mix, auto gain and panic buttons, and what they do is the output controls how much audio is going out, so you can turn it down or turn it up. Mix allows you to turn, it's a knob that allows you to change how much of the dry signal is coming in, how much of the wet signal is coming in. The auto gain automatically increases or decreases the output volume of the plugin in relation to the amount of drive you've chosen. So if you don't want it to be super loud, even when you've distorted it a lot, you turn that on. It's turned on by default, which is good to remember because sometimes it can really make the sound quieter. And then the panic button, if it gets really uncontrollable, hit that, no sound. And now for my final verdict. I personally really like this plugin for the price. It can do basically any type of tape effect you're looking for, and has an amazing free alternative with just slightly less features as well, as which is Tape Cassette 2 and of course there's Tape Cassette 1. And those you can just find on the Kylem Audio website. After messing around with this plugin for a few days, I can honestly say that it is a really good plugin and something that I will definitely be using on a lot of my music to come. My favourite feature, of course, is the tape delay module, because as you know, if you have been around on this channel for a while, I really like my delay effects. But I also really like the tape IR module. I personally always like the idea of emulating different hardware effects and really like the use of these IRs to add that vintage feel to the elements in my song. Now, I want to thank everyone for watching this video. If you have not liked the video yet, please do, and remember to subscribe to this channel. Please do, because it really does help out the channel a lot. If you have any plugins you think I should look into reviewing, please leave them down in the comment section as well as what you thought of the video. My name's been Untitled Chapter. I hope you have a very nice day. Good day.